Hello everyone, welcome to my first YouTube video. The purpose of this video is to get everyone caught up on my survival Minecraft server, as I plan to do updates on major projects and major progress. I'm hoping to be able to show this to all my friends, but I thought that I might as well open it up to the internet at large, so that for people who are interested, they can just watch and have fun. This world was started just short of 2 years ago, and has been up since then. This world has plenty of people on it, so not all the builds on this server are mine. Rather, we all work together to build a wide world using various different ways and methods to connect each other. I'm hoping that you will enjoy joining me, and I'm hoping that you will be able to stay and just have some fun and maybe get some inspiration. For the first part, I'm going to show you where I started off in this world, as this base is actually not where I started. My first base was what was going to be the Mountain of Echion. This is a reference to a game that I was playing, and I was planning to make a mountain going up to world height. However, due to me getting burnt out, I did not end up making the mountain all the way up. You can see some of the old plans over here. So I just simply cut it down to size and made it look like a normal plateau. In this base, there's just a few houses, just some residentials, a house that you actually find in Rattel, one that has a functional bee and wax farm. This is a build that I got off the internet, so it is not my own, and this apiary was a way for me to get hives in the early days. Over here is a build done by another server member, as the original plan for the Mount of Echion was to be a huge shopping district in which anyone could come build a shop. Going down to the undergut of the base, you had to go through this butcher's shop. And you'll be able to see immediately what I mean by this being all built out. You can see some of the original generation back there, but you can see how much I extended this out to be able to make this plateau work. Under here is just a whack of random farms. Most of them are actually decommissioned due to them not being needed. This base is considered abandoned and will truthfully probably stay like this for a while until I get the motivation to come back and finish this project. Although it probably will never be finished to the mountain scale that the original plan was. It would just be more fixing up this back end and hopefully making it look a little better and not being an eyesore on the server. Well, I think it was worth going to my actual base, in which you saw just right in the introduction. First, we're going to do a showing of my castle. This is a golden carrot machine that dispenses golden carrots to my character at the simple press of a button. Over here is my storage room, which is the part of my base that I'm actually really proud of. Had some great help with this in terms of inspiration and building from one of the other server members. This is the central of my base, and with haste 2 beacons, soul speed, and sprinting, I can travel 12 blocks a second, which is really fast when it comes to in survival. The big nether portal will bring everyone to the nether hub. It hasn't been worked on much, but we're hoping to get work on it more soon. My base is able to show the 1:1 scale map, 1:2, 1:4, and 1:16 scale map. This is just a great overview of the world, and you're able to see everything in my base within the 1:1 scale, and everything in the central region within the 1:2 scale. So, next we're going to go down to the farming area. This farming area is just kind of the undergut of my base, a place where I don't have to worry about decorating and can just get a whole whack of resources. Netherwort farms, wheat farms, carrot farms. A dismantled bamboo farm, as I had to move my plans over here for a new staircase, so I'll have to rebuild that soon. Up here is a simple sugarcane farm of classic design, and is able to easily keep up with all of my sugarcane needs. Down here is a very passive slime farm. Don't use a lot of slime, but it was a slime chunk that I was able to mine out with the help of friends on the server, and it has been producing a lot. So it's been very helpful. Going up, we're gonna hit a very incomplete part of my base that I'm hoping to get worked on soon. Over here is gonna be where my new villager hall is gonna be. Every villager type except for librarians will be in here. It's what I will call the common training hall, as I view all villagers except for librarians as the common trades. Up here is a huge empty space in which I'm hoping to fill with an idea, but that is far off from being built, so I'm not planning to reveal that right now. A nice view of the night sky is a really nice balcony, and as you come down here, it leads right back into the base. Over here is one of the train platforms. This is the industrial line. The idea is that resources from the port in Rattel and the mines from around the surrounding areas come up these lifts and will get put into massive train cars. I am a big fan of trains, so it is very entertaining for me to be able to finally have train stations in my base. And yes, I did say stations, as over here is the passenger line. This E2 train served as my starter base when I moved over to this area. The steam train is built by a YouTuber, Crazy Fox, who I followed the tutorial on. The train cars themselves are all my original design, although I did take some inspiration from online resources, but they are all completely my own. The tunnel is actually one of my favorite optical illusions within my base. Although I hope to connect the passenger line and the industrial line soon, right now, I'm just relying on this simple optical illusion. Simple black wall in the back, and with the half slabs going down so I don't have to worry about mob spawning. From back at the train platform, it just looks like a tunnel that goes in through. Following that, we're going to head down to the basement. This is a simple way for me to connect up my base to the surrounding area. In the overview, you might have noticed that we have a bunch of paths overlaying the area. These paths were primarily used before we had elytras on the server, as we completely closed off the end for a year. So these paths still connect to everyone's bases. You can see another person's base out in the distance. That is not my own build. So these paths were very essential for early game travel. With elytras now, they're less essential, but they are still highly valuable as a way to connect the server. Back here is my villager training hall. The common trades and librarians. I am planning to move these guys into a better suited area soon, with the hope of being able to have them more publicly accessible. Back here is another hallway, kind of like the reject hallways. Villager training, or villager breeder, turtles, and the random things I've stuck around in here. The villager breeder is hidden right behind this wall, but I don't really go into it often because I don't really need it. Over here, as stated before, since we didn't have elytras, this was one of the main connection points between mine and my friend's base over here, as it was very hard to traverse before the advent of the elytra. So this rail was used a lot. However, it has not been getting used much due to all of us having elytra. Down here goes into Rattel, and I feel like this is a good time to do a little bit of explanation. Next is the town of Rattel. This is my personal shopping district, which allows me to sell anything that I want to the rest of the server members as long as they're willing to buy. We use diamonds as a currency, as that is the one type of ore type that isn't easily farmable. I started this project out as a wanting to build a town. I've tried building towns in the past, but have always lost motivation due to not seeing a practical purpose in building a whole whack of houses. So the way that I've tricked myself into doing this is by making them shops. Every one of these buildings have a shop within them, and will sell something, whether it be actually useful or something silly. For the first shop, we have the armor shop. This one is a mix of getting me profit and providing the armor trims. Server members can take these armor trims and duplicate them, in which I make no profit. I even supply the netherite upgrade template for people who do not want to go bastion diving. The part that I make profit from is the armor. I sell maxed out diamond armor, which I can craft and get resources from my villagers to make. Over here is just a decorative little corner with the forge and 2 market stalls, just for pretty much decoration. This building is the one that you saw from Ekion. It has a working honeycomb and honey bottle farm within it. Playing on that joke, I made a tavern that sells mead. Mead is an alcoholic drink that is made from honey, in which I kind of just decorated the tavern with mead bottles, which are obviously honey bottles. Up here is the actual shop itself, which isn't very decorated, it just serves as a way for people to get whatever they need from me. All shops that have multiple items being sold will have a lectern telling what is being sold. This just makes it much easier rather than having to jump around a bunch of chests. This custom tree is the way that I have access to the nether through Rattel. And I am very proud of this tree as it was completely made up within an hour and a half of building. Market stalls decorate the area and will sell multiple items that I don't want to make a specific building for. Or maybe I will consider making a building for them in the future, but I wanted to get the resources out sooner. And here's the end store, which sells many things, including elytras, shulker shells, and end blocks. Fireworks store, in which I sell both individual fireworks and what I call cracker boxes, which is just a full shulker box full of rockets. Over here is the Golden Carrot store. As they are the best food source in the game, I sell a lot of them. Going up is the Redstone store. This store is just one that sells all redstone components that are easily accessible. For those who want to make their own little redstone projects, they can just come and buy the redstone components rather than having to go out and gather them themselves. This is the masonry store. Truthfully, the main reason I have it is just to use the mud machine, because I use a lot of mud in my projects. But it does sell individual items that are useful to other people. Around here is where the town is hopefully going to expand soon. I'm hoping to get a whole bunch of buildings built along this ridge, as it'll kind of really complete this lower area of Rattel. Over here is a bridge that goes over to another person's base. I love his base as it is Japanese inspired, and I'm looking forward to seeing it develop more. Going over to the next stores are the oldest stores in Rattel. The one on the right is the enchanting store. This sells passes to go up to my gold farm to get XP levels. And right next to it is the enchanted bookstore, which is called Papam's Particular Parchment, selling all enchanted books except for Swift Sneak, Wind Burst, Binding, and Vanishing. Over here is the last stall, selling just some more of the annoying blocks to get, like sand, gravel, coarse dirt, and cobbled deep slate. Over here is a staircase that will be going up into my base, but is currently unfinished. This is actually where the bamboo farm was, which I talked about in a previous segment. Over here are the lifts, which you saw me standing on at the beginning of this video. The idea is that from either the port or from caravans, they'll bring resources here to be brought up to the industrial line and shipped out through the train line. I have 3 different lifts, one on the ground, one halfway, and one fully at the top, to kind of get the idea of my base being more alive and animated, which can be very hard to do with Minecraft building. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope to have more videos out soon, but in the meantime, I hope that you have an amazing day.